Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 82 of Aokana,蒼の彼方のフォーリズム. Last time was a bit of a shorter episode, but we got quite a lot out of it, which brings us up to where we are now. But mostly last time we had started the episode with the discussion between Mashiro and her mother, and it was quite important for Mashiro for herself to hear the discussion with her mother in terms of how her parents met and things like that. Because as for Mashiro herself, she's not experienced with it. She doesn't know much about it. So hearing some of the stories and information, I feel like might push her a bit more. Should be interesting to see. There was a talk between both Mashiro and her mother about how her mother sets goals in a sense to give her the courage to confess afterwards. I feel like Mashiro might take that a bit close to herself and might set a few things herself, like I mentioned last episode, where I feel like she's going to set a goal for the autumn tournament, and if she hits that goal, she'll confess. But I feel like something might happen before then. The reason why I think that is where we are now with the scene. But anyway, before that, we also got a nice story, I should say backstory last episode regarding how Mashiro and Misaki met. It feels like it was a bit out of place, mainly because we went from the discussion between her mother and herself about romance, and then all of a sudden we had that backstory with how they met, and now we're back here again where I feel like it's going to be connected between Masaya and Mashiro again. So it's a bit of an odd place for the flashback, I guess you could say. But I do have to say though, the way she was talking about how she likes Misaki and everything like that as well. I can understand where we had the flashback then. Never mind. Anyway, we didn't get too much from the backstory. It was more about setting up how they met. Yeah, nothing much from it, honestly. Misaki was the same person as she is now, so she didn't change much. But yeah. So, that's where we are now with this scene. And I honestly feel like there's going to be quite a bit going to happen here. I gave my thoughts last time, but I'll say a bit of it now again. This feels like a bit of a cliched scenario. Well, I say cliched, but it's more of an old school cliched, where main characters are alone in a room with darker atmosphere and with rain happening outside. So he's told everyone that Karen's practice is cancelled, and he's about to leave. Or I think he's about to leave. It seems like it. And then as he's about to leave, he might run into Mashiro. That's how I feel like it's going to happen. It's got that bit of a, I keep saying cliched romantic setup that they used to do in anime and manga early 2000s, I guess you could say. I haven't seen it as much lately. Anyway, that's how I feel like it's going to happen now, but yeah, let's see if that will happen. So yeah, practice is cancelled today due to the weather. Relax and get yourself some rest. See you tomorrow. Okay, looks good to go. I press the button and send a text to all my fellow club members. Given how exhausted they must be from my daily practice, I think it's safe to say they'll consider today's rain a blessing. But if the rain continues into tomorrow or even the day after, we'll probably start wishing for it to go away. Alright, time to head home. I grab my bag and head to the door when I, I felt like this was going to happen, but yeah. Hmm?
おはようございます。
Mashiro happens to enter through it. Or why is she here?
はあ、急に降ってくるから結構やられちゃいました。あれ、先輩だけですか？
Have you checked your phone?
携帯ですか？いえ。あれ、今日休みですか？
I mean, from the time he sent it and the way she was here, there's no ways. She was probably already in the rain getting to here anyway, so even if she had seen it, she would probably go here to take some cover, and then once she was dry and everything like that, then she would have left, so yeah.
ああ、これ送信時間ついさっきじゃないですか。こんなのわかりませんよ。
Yeah. Well, you're more than a little early. We still have over an hour until practice would have started. And naturally, that's why I sent the message now instead of later.
そっか。朝はまだ降ってなかったし、私も寝過ごさないように部室でちょっと寝ようと思ってたから。
So let's not hear that again.
そっか。朝はまだ降ってなかったし、私も寝過ごさないように部室でちょっと寝ようと思ってたから。
I'm a bit confused with this line for some reason. Taking a nap here to keep myself from oversleeping. But taking a nap would cause more. So I'm just lost. You stay up all night playing games or something. So that's what I can only assume is what was being said here is she got up early so that she didn't, because she got up early, she didn't get enough sleep. And to make up for that, she's going to take a nap here. Okay.
あ、いえいえ、こっちの話ですから。
If you say so. I shouldn't be nosy.
ということは、私たち2人だけなんですね。あ、いえ、変な意味じゃなくて。
I know. I wouldn't have thought of that if she hadn't said anything.
先輩と2人きり。
Obviously, yeah, she said senpai, but yeah. Stop repeating that to yourself, please. Now comes the awkward silence. She's trying to work up her courage. She whips her phone out and starts writing someone a text. But the next second, I get a closer look and I see that it's a messaging app or something, and her line reads, I don't know what to say, someone help me. I'm gonna head home. Or what about you?
そうですね。
We both stand up, but at that exact moment... Oh. Kaminari, lightning. The intensity of the rain also picks up. I silently slump back down into my chair. But for some reason, she's still standing. Mashiro? Call out to her to see what's wrong.
帰ります。
What? The storm's raging out there. I wouldn't force you to stay, but can't you at least wait until the rain dies down some?
ここにいるとそのうち何かしでかしちゃいそうですから。いえ、先輩が嫌いとかでは決してなくて、ただそれなら雨に濡れた方が100倍マシっていうか。
I feel like she's worried that this pressure and the silence it will cause her to say something that might show her feelings or might cause her to confess, and she doesn't want that to happen right now. Oh, what kind of incoherent rambling was that? It's like she's possessed or something. Calm down and use your brain, Mashiro. You heard the lightning, right? You don't want to go outside in that.
雷
Yeah.
雷怖いです。おへそ取られちゃいます。
Okay. As soon as I heard that line, I realized, yeah, that's gonna be quite difficult to translate. So, this line, how am I gonna do this? I think this is Tore Chaimas?
雷怖いです。おへそ取られちゃいます。
Tore Chaimas, yeah. So, she's scared of lightning. But it's not because she's scared of being zapped. From what I recall and know is that there's an old, there's like a children's saying or children's story where the parents would say to the child or something like that about, I can't think of a good example, but it's like a folk tale or a story that they've been told where if you're outside in lightning or something like that, the lightning, or I don't know if it's a god or a specific god or the lightning, I'm not sure what it was, but whatever it is will take your belly button. I'm not too sure exactly the whole thing in English. But that oheso is your belly button, and torare chaimas, torare. So, anyway, yeah. So this is to take or to take. So they'll take your belly button. So that is difficult to translate. It's just like a saying. It's not really something that you can translate. So yeah. I breathe a sigh of relief as she finally returns to normal.
すみません。ちょっと取り乱しちゃったみたいです。
No worries. Happens to all of us. I don't know if it really does, but that doesn't matter. It's best to reassure Mashiro. I feel I've been doing this a lot recently. So, Mashiro decided to sit on the chair furthest from me. If this was a few months back, my first thought would have been, man, she really hates me. But now, it doesn't seem that way to me. I'd say it's more a response stemming from shyness or embarrassment. I mean, there's another thing where she was drenched in rain, so it may seem like nothing's changed between us, which is depressing thoughts, but now that I know why behind her actions, I feel a bit better about it. Why behind her actions? I really don't think he knows exactly why. Because if he does, then I'd be surprised. Anyway, now that I understand her better, it's changing the way I think about her. Though I'm still not sure how she actually feels about me herself. But that's fine. I'll just let my own feelings guide me. Can't you sit a little closer to me, Mashiro? You're hurting my feelings. A little blush formed. Should have a conversation to end the silence. But on second thought, I probably just wanted to talk to her. I want to grow closer to Mashiro.
雷
So all she actually said here was kaminari, which is lightning. Obviously she's going to continue her sentence, but Hmm?
近くに落ちたりしたら抱きついてしまうかもしれません。
Are you that scared of lightning?
やばいです。
Oh, that's not good.
雷怖くないのに抱きついてしまうかもしれません。
But she's just been staring down at the floor lifelessly. But after a second, she lifts her head and smiles energetically. Huh?
で、どさくさで先輩に5、6発腹パンを入れてしまうかもしれません。
Do you hate me or what? Like, where did that come from?
恥ずかしいからですよ。
Huh?
いえ、自分でも分かってるんです。最近どうも情緒不安定気味で。
Is something wrong?
笑ったり泣きたくなったり喜んだり、あんなこと言うつもりじゃなかったのにって後悔したり、なんかもうそんなことの連続です。
Sounds rough.
誰のせいですか、誰のって全部私のせいですよね。ごめんな。
I can tell she wasn't lying about those emotional problems. Take really good care of your shoes, Mashiro.
言われてもよくわかんないですけど、言われてもよくわかんないですけど、
Even if you say that, I don't really understand it myself. That's what she's saying. ありがとう。
いいえ、ありがとうだなんて、むしろわざわざこうして見ていただいて、こちらこそありがとうございますってくらいで。
Okay, so they're talking about their grav shoes. The reason why I was a bit confused was I thought they were normally talking about shoes itself because why talking about grav shoes out of nowhere? But anyway. I figured the rain would remain like this for the next hour at least, so I decided to check my Shiro's grav shoes for her. I would have liked to have known that beforehand, but okay, sure. You've improved a lot lately, so I was thinking maybe we could put some more advanced settings on these for you. Considering where she's at now, I think she'll manage.
そんなことは。
Don't think you're ready?
いえ、そうじゃなくて上達とかそんなこと言われることあまりないですから。
Misaki. Oh, okay, I see. Because she's saying that she's never been told she's improved before. And then he's just saying, Misaki, like, come on, Misaki, come on. At least tell her that. You're improving leaps and bounds, in my opinion. And these past few days, you've been making more progress than ever before. Whenever she gets taught something new during practice, she's already gotten the hang of it by the next day. I don't know what triggered this sudden change, but it's definitely a change for the better.
先輩、ちゃんと見ててくれたんですね。
Well, yeah, I am your coach. I get the urge to try out a bunch of different custom settings as I'm filling with her shoes. Should I focus on her strengths or should I enhance everything equally? Which would best suit Mashiro? I'm really getting into this. My replies to Mashiro become more and more half-hearted the more immersed I get, which wouldn't be good.
先輩、先輩、先輩。
Hmm? Sudden sensation brings me back to reality. Something's been lightly hitting my shin for a few seconds now. What is it? I look down, curious only to find that it's Mashiro's foot, swinging back and forth like a pendulum. Shin. For some reason I read that as chin. I don't know why, so when I saw that I was like, what? Maybe she's doing it subconsciously? It doesn't seem like she's noticed at least. Maybe it's a habit or something? Either way, it doesn't really bother me. I'll just ignore it. She's fallen asleep? After a short while, I take notice of something new. Her toes are still rhythmically hitting against my shins, but... Oh, I guess not. The even more striking is that she's staring at me intently. When I look up, she quickly looks the other direction. A few seconds after I look back down, those light kicks resume. It's cute what she's doing though. I mean, it would be nice to at least have the like in brackets or like an asterisk or something like that saying stare or staring or something like that, showing that what she's doing is literally just staring. That's what the sound, the onomatopoeia of G is stare. And now I can tell she's staring at me again. Okay, I wasn't just imagining things, she's looking at my face, and I don't know why. Okay, so he really is still oblivious, so I wouldn't, oblivious is a strong word, but earlier it felt like he was insinuating that he kind of had a bit of a inkling that's how she feels, but obviously he doesn't. I can see everything in the window's reflection. Okay, that's pretty cool. She's kicking my legs while closely monitoring my reaction as I work on tuning her shoes. Actually, if I keep looking at the window, she'll notice eventually. My gaze is reflected in it as well. How will she react when she sees? Will she just blush and pretend nothing happened? Or will she get mad and yell at me? Or maybe she'll get embarrassed about it and stare at the ground. Okay, maybe not that last one. I shift my gaze away from the window. As weird as it is, these little kicks feel kind of pleasant to me now. I don't want them to go away. It reminds me of the feeling I get when players rely on me. The only sound entering my ears are the pattering of the rain and the rhythmically tapping of her feet against my shins. It's quiet and relaxing. This is just the kind of atmosphere I'd want to do this job in. Looks like the rain's let up some.
わざとですよね。
Ready to go home, Mashiro?
絶対気づいてましたよね。
She looks at me with a reproachful gaze and lightly kicks the air with her toes. Notice what?
もう別にいいですけど。いいです。ちょっと空見てみます。
She heads towards the door, dragging her right foot dejectedly. I guess she did want me to notice her earlier. I was enjoying the relaxing atmosphere provided, but that doesn't seem to have been the case for Mashiro. In total, spent over an hour working on her shoes. Wow. As a result of that time investment, I was able to perfectly tune them, but at the cost of upsetting her. Sorry, Mashiro. But at the very least, we now have something new to look forward to during our upcoming practice session with Takufuji. How was it?
降ってるか降ってないかってくらいですね。 帰るなら今です。
Cool. Let's get going. Oh, what? Did you see something in the sky?
いえ、ただこういう良くない空模様だと一度見てみたいなって思っちゃいますね。
Sounded like...
いえ、ただこういう良くない空模様だと一度見てみたいなって思っちゃいますね。
She wanted to do something at least once. The only thing I could think of was before when she was saying about something about being a bit clingy to him, or attach herself to him when it was like lightning or something like that, but... Well, what's that?
前に先輩が話してくださったオールブルーです。
Ah, I remembered something about the sky, but I can't remember it too much. A perfectly blue sky is a sky void of any clear boundaries. It's a pure blue color throughout. However, the sky only represents anguish and frustration to me. Mashiro, though, apparently thinks it's something beautiful to marvel at. I must have used the wrong words when I mentioned it to her. I'll show you if I ever spot one.
本当ですか？絶対ですよ。約束です。
Sure. To be perfectly honest, I never want to see that sky again. I want to throw that memory in the back of my mind and forget all about it. That's the reason behind my empty promise to her. I want to hurry up and move to a different topic. Speaking of which, I already have two pretty important ongoing promises with you, don't I?
覚えててくださったんですか？
Well, yeah. I'll never forget something so important. They both happened after the summer tournament.
一つは美咲先輩を FC 部にプレイヤーとして呼び戻すこと。そしてもう一つは
Getting you a proper win.
はい、その通りです。
We'll have a prime opportunity to get you that one during the upcoming practice session with Takafuji. I mean, I'm pretty sure she would want that during a proper match, but sure. At this point, I think you have it in you. I'm not going to say I'll help you win anymore, since I know you can do it on your own.
そんな言い過ぎですよ。
I meant everything I said, Mashiro. No need to be humble.
でも練習試合ですから公式戦じゃないですし。
Yeah. A lot of those Takafuji Skywalkers will be tougher than people you'll face in any official match. But, well, I guess I'll leave the decision to you. Do you want it to count?
あんまり初心者の方でなければまあいいかなと。
Honestly, if you ask me, I'd say you could even beat SunaeVN-san.
そんなまさかこの間の大会でボコボコにされちゃったばかりなの忘れちゃったんですか？私も練習やってますけど佐藤院さんも必ずされてます。 FC ってそんなに甘いものじゃないはずです。
The fact that you understand that is more telling than you think, Mashiro. She's still better than you, but there is a possibility that you can beat her. Of course, I'll find that possibility for you no matter what. But with all the hard work and effort you've been putting into practice, you've made that chance a lot greater. Can you take my word on that?
先輩のおっしゃることは信じたいです。
Thanks, Mashiro. Hearing that is a little heartwarming, to be honest. Then again, it's not guaranteed that she'll go up against her. It could be anyone. If anything, the odds of her specifically running into SunaeVN-san are low. Shino-san is gone now, so SunaeVN-san is theoretically their strongest Skywalker. You would have to put forward Asuka to match her.
違う人と当たったらそれはそれで素直に喜べないものがあるかもしれませんね。
I was just thinking, I don't like the way he was wording this, but it is understandable why he mentions this. Because obviously Asuka is their strongest player right now. because obviously Misaki is gone, but even then I think Asuka would be stronger. But obviously saying this is really pushing down his views of Mashiro in terms of ability. It's factual, but still it's not something you'd want to say. Obviously he didn't say it directly, but anyway. The fact that she no longer considers it a blessing to be placed up against a weaker opponent is proof that she's becoming a real Skywalker. We'll probably guarantee clear weather this weekend because of the typhoon passing. Let's do our best to knock out that promise, Mashiro.
Hi.
Now that we've had this discussion, I have something I need to confess to her. So,
Hi.
make sure to give your right leg a good massage before then. Is that the one she was used to kick him with?
Huh?
He's probably trying to say it like that as because with her leg going up and down like that, hitting his shin, you could think of it as like a bit of a muscle spasm in a sense. I think that's the right way of saying it, but yeah.
ああ、やっぱり私がつっついてたの気づいてたんですね。
Yeah. I avert my eyes.
てください。
Take good aside is like at the end of a sentence. As punishment then is what there would be at the end of the sentence then.
罰として私の右足をマッサージしてください。
What?
私だって恥ずかしいんですからね。でももし明日私の右足のふくらはぎとかが痙攣を起こしたら、私が先輩は悪くないですって言ったとしても、先輩自分を責めずにいられます？
No, you're not.
だったら後悔しないように念入りにお願いします。
Just asking for curiosity's sake, but this is partly your way of getting revenge, right?
結構根深いです。
I give up. Which leads us to... Okay, well, I was going to get to those sounds. The reason why there was a bit of a pause was because I was wondering if there was going to be a CG after this, and the angle would have been a bit questionable depending on where he was, but yeah. Quit moaning, you're making this awkward.
私のせいじゃありません。先輩の触り方が優しすぎて。
How much longer do I have to go? Ultimately, massaged her leg for twice the length of time I spent tuning her grass shoes. 2 hours? Isn't that a bit too much? But okay, that was quite short as well. Okay. I felt like giving a sigh out myself there. Yeah. I think that's gonna be another short episode today. I don't like doing that after a week off. I shouldn't say off because I wasn't feeling too well with my neck, so I couldn't talk. But yeah, I just feel like this is a good place to stop. Yeah, I mean, this scene, the last scene was something what I kind of expected, but not really. The beginning was clear as day for me. I could easily read that quite easily. I was expecting a little bit more in terms of a development between them. We saw developments with Mashiro, but of course there was still nothing for Masaya. The only thing I saw that could lead to some connection between them was with her kicking his shin lightly, staring at him, and him noticing it and staring at her back through the reflection. I liked that moment. If they wrote a bit more about that, and maybe she had noticed him looking at her, that would be nice to see that as well. It felt a bit flat with that, in that reaction, in that sense, I should say. I mean, it led up to him massaging her leg, which again can lead to something, but if it did, they should have wrote something about him thinking about something or talking about something, but it made it sound like in the end he was quite not upset, not frustrated, but I mean, ultimately it took him twice as long to do that than to do the graph shoots. So how much longer do I have to go? It didn't sound like he was quite enjoying it, so don't make it sound great, but anyway, it didn't seem like there was no connection there for me, I should say, for him towards her. What I'm getting at is, last scene, I felt like there was going to be a lot more of a connection between them. There was for her, but not so much for him. I bring this up at the end of every episode lately because, again, there's no visual or mental thoughts about them getting close and for Masaya's point of view. Sure, there's some things here and there, but it's really minute. And it just feels like we're getting so much from Mashiro's side, but like hardly when you compare that. If we got a little bit by little of Mashiro's view, and at the same time Masaya's, then I can understand, but there's so much of Mashiro's side that we're seeing compared to so little of Masaya's. That obviously it's plain as day that Mashiro likes Masaya, but I don't get anything from Masaya with that. To me, it still feels like he just sees her as just a person that he's coaching. There's a bit of a touch here and there, but it's like really small. I can't really see the connection. So there's got to be something somewhere, or a little bit more of a gradual increase, but I just don't want it to be instant. An instant with him liking her in a sense, you know, I don't want that. But yeah, it's something that will always get me. I was really hoping for something more in that scene. So, a little bit more of a tangent in the end here. So the reason why I liked that previous scene, that the setting, I mean, the atmosphere, was there's quite easily so much that can happen for a male character to fall in love or like the female character in that situation. I use this as a connection to like older cliched settings, I should say, where I should say the other tag should also be ecchi as well, where the girl character goes into the room, club room, whatever, just been raining, clothes wet, see-through slightly, anyway, then he sees that, looks away embarrassed or a bit shy about it. Just that cause a bit of an inkling to how he feels towards her. It reminds me of that saying I was talking about, the suspension bridge effect, where that would cause that beating of the hearts to mistake that feeling with liking the character, or loving, I should say. But there was none of that. Or the only thing they said the whole time was that she was soaked through, I think it was. It's quite far back, but way back. Yeah, okay. Too far back. Yeah, okay, yeah. Where was that? Oh, now I'm drenched because of the sudden rain. This is the only line they used that would cause me to think that there was some sort of effect that the main character, the Masaya, could have towards Mashiro. But they didn't use it. It's a bit, as I mentioned, cliched, but it would have still at least been something. But because there was no mention of that, no wording, the only other thing was them being alone in the room, but that was quite minute, it's quite small as well. The only other thing they could have done as well was massaging at the end, but again, that made it seem like he found it. Oops. Say that for next time. Oops. Wrong thing. There we go. He made it seem like it was a chore, like it was. He wanted to get out of it as soon as he can. I mean, for 2 hours, I can understand, but this was something as well, but I don't know. I'm just getting a bit ahead of myself here. I'm getting too far into it. Anyway, translation was pretty good today. Didn't mind too much of it. Things here and there, but not too bad. Yeah, nothing I can really say about that. What we can expect next time, I'm really hoping for something connecting with Masaya and Mashiro in terms for Masaya's point of view. This seems like to be the next day or maybe a few days after, not too sure. Next thing is the Takafuji training session. We might expect something there, but since it's not a training camp itself, we can't expect something exactly developing at like night time or something like that. Yeah. The reason why I think of those types of situations where some, like a training camp or something like that, I think I've said something about that at Rika's route, because they had their training camp at night as well, was 2 other visual novels I played in the past where the main character and the character you were going for on the route, something had happened at the night and that formed their relationship. Or well, one of them was formed the relationship, the other one had, I guess you could say rendezvous, but sure. Both had similar situations, but anyway. That's why I feel like, because it's not going to happen here, probably not going to be too much development there. Probably going to be after the training camp though. Whether she wins or loses, I feel like there's going to be something there. Hopefully something develops before then, but we'll see. Anyway, a bit of a long discussion to end here, but anyway, that will be for now. Yeah, that's just, I'm going to keep talking forever anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.